Imagine waking up in a Minecraft world where sheep spontaneously recite Shakespeare, creepers hold tea parties, and the sky rains pixelated confetti. Because extraterrestrial pranksters have just reprogrammed reality for their own cosmic giggles. Welcome to the alien-crafted chaos playground, designed to baffle humans one block at a time. In a realm that looks suspiciously like your favorite block-building game, and yet feels delightfully unhinged. Our story begins not with a hero, but with a sheep named Hamlet. Yes, Hamlet. This sheep has adopted the bard's unmistakable flair for drama, and unlike any normal pixelated woolly wanderer, he proclaims existential quandaries at irregular intervals. Around him, the grassy plains glitter with emerald blocks infused with subtle alien technology, almost like the world itself hums with sly mischief. Hamlet's latest soliloquy echoes across the pixel-perfect hills. To ba or not to ba, that is the question. It's unclear whether he's contemplating life or just missing his usual patch of pixel grass nearby, under a sprawling cubitree shaped like an upside-down pyramid, whose leaves whisper tunes from an ancient 8-bit synth. An equally unusual sight unfolds. A group of creepers don miniature top hats and monocles, their green blocky faces all erected with exaggerated seriousness. They sit around a floating obsidian table, sipping pixelated tea from cracked quartz mugs, their hiss barely muffled by polite conversation. The leader, Sir Hisselot, inhales sharply and murmurs, "Careful now, Frederick. That's no ordinary TNT. It's party TNT." With a mischievous wink, he detonates a small explosive, and instead of destruction, a burst of iridescent confetti erupts skyward. The creepers cheer and someone rolls the dice, not for survival, but for who gets to host the next tea party atop the Nether Fortress. This scene would be ludicrous in any universe, but here, it's perfectly normal. We're inside the secret sandbox of Zooborgs, a fleet of alien architects who, for reasons best known to their five-eyed leader named Klaxer, decided to redesign Earth's most beloved game. Their mission: to prank humanity in the most bewildering and blocky way possible. Klaxer, a bright blue being sporting antennae that twitch in sync with his manic laughter, stands inside their command vessel. A colossal spaceship shaped suspiciously like a giant red mushroom from a classic game. Before him, holographic displays flicker with images of Minecraft landscapes, but they aren't ordinary. No, these landscapes breathe with an odd sentience, as if each block had a personality glitch installed. Pick up a dirt block, and it might whisper back, "Oh, finally. Someone noticed me. Why?" Because the Zooborgs have been meddling with the game world's code, twisting rules, injecting quirks, and sowing chaos just for the cosmic lulls. For instance, a flock of blocky parrots now croon jazz standards in perfect pitch, confusing wandering players who expected nothing but simplistic squawks. One unlucky player approaches, only to be serenaded with "Fly Me to the Moon" in 8-bit style, prompting him to toss down his pickaxe in awe. And mild panic Klaxer's plan involves escalating the absurdity incrementally. They start subtly, like sheep quoting Shakespeare. Then the creepers host tea parties. Next, they'll distort the laws of physics so water might flow uphill or spider webs become bouncy trampolines. The idea is to create a living, evolving joke written in code, designed to keep human players guessing, laughing, and utterly bewildered back on the ground. Hamlet the sheep has found his way onto a floating island shaped exactly like a giant slice of digital pizza. As he paces nervously, the toppings on the pizza shift and rearrange themselves in bizarre patterns every few seconds. Pepperoni morphs into tiny lava blocks, which pop harmlessly as Hamlet steps on them. The sky above flickers between daylight and a kaleidoscopic neon sunset, the clouds occasionally spelling out weird messages in pixel font. One cloud ominously displays, "Beware the dancing zombies." Why dancing zombies? Because, naturally, the Zooborgs thought that zombies should express their undead frustrations through interpretative dance. A nearby horde of blocky dancers, grooving in unison with jittery moves and occasional explosive moonwalks, making the usual nightmare scenario surprisingly entertaining and less deadly. One particularly enthusiastic zombie shouts, "Beat it, villager," before spinning into a breakdance freeze that shatters a nearby cobblestone block. The villagers, unsure whether to panic or applaud, cautiously pull out pixelated popcorn instead, their blocky faces etched with confused amusement. All of this chaos plays out under a sky that refuses to observe traditional atmosphere laws. Instead of rain, the world experiences showers of pixelated confetti, shimmering bites, or occasionally, harmless floating TNT blocks, who pop and burp and then vanish before causing any harm. The sun is a disco ball made of amber blocks, casting constantly shifting colored light over the terrain. Even the moon appears transformed, a massive blocky smiley face that winks at unwitting players. Among the bewildered is a lone human explorer named Bob. Bob is a seasoned Minecraft player, known in forums for his uncanny ability to survive the craziest modded worlds, but even he is struggling here. When Bob first logged in, he instinctively reached for his trusty iron sword. Instead of appearing, the sword emerged as a plush, pixelated chicken that clucked angrily and repeatedly tripped him. "Great," Bob muttered. "Even my weapons are pranking me." Now Bob trudges through this surreal landscape, dodging floating cake slices that rain from the sky and attempting to mine a tree that screams ouch. Each time it's hit. How did he get here? That's the million-dollar question. The Zooborg's cosmic prank is so expertly woven into the fabric of this world that players don't just play the game. They are trapped inside a living, breathing satire of Minecraft itself. Bob's experience is a wild carnival of strange encounters. At one point, he stumbles upon a village where every villager has been replaced by zombified chickens that quack advice on trading. Buy low, sell cluck, they chant in robotic tones. Nearby, a pixelated witch brews potions that smell suspiciously like freshly baked cookies, irresistible yet utterly useless in combat. Bob tries one and promptly turns bright pink for 10 minutes. "Well, that's new," he grumbles, scratching his blocky head with a glowing pickaxe that sighs whenever he lifts it. Amid the absurdity, subtle clues reveal the Zooborg's fingerprints everywhere. Randomly scattered throughout Worldian biomes are alien totems shaped like pixel swords crossed with rings of Saturn. Players who accidentally activate these totems find themselves briefly able to switch gravity, or at least, as Bob did, to walk on walls until the effect wears off in the middle of a heated chicken poker game. The Zooborg's greatest masterpiece, though, is the biome they call Pranktopia. Imagine a place where every natural law you knew from Minecraft is turned upside down, mixed with a generous dose of offbeat humor. Trees grow with candy cane trunks and bubblegum leaves that float like balloons. The rivers run thick with cherry soda, fizzing and sticky. Mobs are less hostile and more theatrical. Skeleton archers want shoot arrows and will insist on stage battles with elaborate bows and quivers full of glitter arrows, cheering or booing depending on the player's performance. The moment Bob enters Pranktopia, he's greeted by a flamboyant llama wearing a top hat and a monocle who tips it politely and announces, "Welcome to the theater of the absurd, friend." Stocks or bonds? Bob just blinks, unsure if his senses are failing him or if this is a boss fight gone horribly wrong. Everywhere, the blocks themselves start to mock traditional Minecraft logic. Try to build a shelter, and suddenly blocks rearrange themselves into goofy, smiley faces overnight. Attempt to harvest wood, and the logs burst into laughter before dropping confetti instead of planks. Even the redstone circuitry behaves unpredictably. Contraptions to light lamps might instead trigger spontaneous musical numbers, leaving Bob dancing awkwardly in an enchanted disco bunker. All this alien mischief is broadcasted live into the Zooborg's control room, where Klaxer and his crew roar with laughter, their multiple eyes twinkling with delight. Observe humanity, struggling against our charming chaos. Klaxer exclaims, Their confusion is most entertaining. A nearby intern accidentally drops a stack of virtual soda cans that explode into glitter, and Claxer cackles, perfect. We shall call this update Project Topsy-Turvy, but there's more than mere comedy beneath this prankful veneer. The Zooborgs are testing something deeper. How humans react when everything they know is twisted beyond familiarity, yet remains strangely inviting. It's a social experiment couched in absurdity. After all, what better way to observe a species than by watching them navigate a world that bends rules, logic, and expectations? Back in the Minecraft world, Bob pauses on a blocky hill, watching a creeper gently pour tea for a zombie who claps politely after the first sip. Hamlet the sheep recites, "All the world's a stage," while a chicken-turned weapon clucks mutinously at his side. The pixelated sun glimmers, casting long shadows under the disco moon's watchful smile. Bob sighs, part baffled, part amused, all caught in the great cosmic prank that feels too surreal to quit. And just as Bob reaches for a nearby block to decide his next move, the ground beneath him transforms unexpectedly into a giant game of pixel pong, bouncing him back and forth between two overly dramatic skeleton players who shout, "Game on." It's clear this world is not done toying with its human inhabitant. So, as the alien architects continue to twist the rules and crank up the chaos meter, it leaves one question ringing through every glitched code line, pixel shard, and blocky breeze. How long can a human keep their sanity when the game itself turns into a prank? And more importantly, what will happen when the pranksters decide to turn the joke up to 11? But that's a story for the next chapter. For now, we leave Bob navigating a world where the absurd is the norm, and the only certainty is that nothing here behaves quite like Minecraft ever did before. Beneath a swirling neon sky that would make any Minecraft player jealous, shimmering clouds of pixelated stardust twinkled like cosmic disco balls. Here, on a mothership the size of a village, only blockier, Zeltron the architect flailed his multiple emerald-fingered hands with an insistent urgency. The ship's interior wasn't some shiny alien lair, it was a vast, humming factory filled with conveyor belts, floating crates, and walls textured like stone bricks, instantly recognizable to any seasoned human Minecrafter, but somehow loaded with bizarre alien twists. Imagine a world builder's dream crossed with a prankster's mad lab. This was where the chaos quietly grew. Zeltron rubbed his glowing square chin thoughtfully, eyeing his latest creation. From his perspective, Earth was a playground, and humans were unwitting participants in an interstellar reality show. Operation Blockhead. "Let's see how far they fall for this one," he muttered, voice echoing off a wall nearly 3 stories high, constructed entirely of creeper faces frozen in an eternal, horrified grin. Around him, lesser aliens scuttled about, eagerly assembling worlds pixel by pixel, deliberately inserting glitches and oddities designed to spark eyebrow raises, tilted helmets, and lots of furious button mashing. Picture this. A mountain range, obviously hand-built block by block, jarringly steep with a perfect 90-degree cliff face. A geological insult so blatant that even the most novice player would pause. This wasn't natural terrain generation, it was prank-level terrain. That was the point. Zeltron's specialty was serious-looking absurdity. From massive, suspiciously cubiperfect forests where trees were absolutely uniform in height and leaf pattern to rivers that flowed, or more accurately, stubbornly didn't flow, because gravity was a little wonky in this corner of the Minecraft cosmos. In a control room overlooking a pixelated replica of Earth's Mecca, a monitor flashed images from the human perspective. A rugged player character named Steve Pants stared bewildered at a mob of blocky zombies wearing party hats. Is that a disco zombie?" he muttered, voice garbled like an underwater radio feed. Zeltron chuckled, swiveling toward his sidekick, a robot named Glitchviv whose primary function was creating unintended accidents. "Perfect timing," Zeltron said. "Deploy the lava rainbow." Within moments, a breathtaking spectacle unfolded. A cascading waterfall of liquid lava flowed over a mountain, but with a chromatic twist. Instead of the usual molten red, the lava shimmered in soothing pastel gradients. Bright pinks, mellow blues, and lime greens, casting oddly cheerful reflections on the blocky leaves below. It was a lava lamp come to life, and nearly every human player logged online would assume their graphics driver was melting. The alien architects found this delightfully torturous. "Oh no, not the lava rainbow again," moaned Steve Pants in a microchip of chat that had been captured by alien surveillance. "This world's graphics are busted." Meanwhile, Zeltron's hand shot out and tapped a holographic button labeled polymorph mobs. Instantly, the terrain's creatures contorted into forms both familiar and bizarre. Skeletons now sported giant sunglasses, zombies danced the Macarena, and creepers carried tiny briefcases, as if late for an urgent meeting underground. The logic was simple: confuse, distract, and frustrate the humans just enough to make them crack open their manuals or resort to frantic Googling. The aliens observed these reactions with gleeful detachment. One alien engineer named Sploob, whose antenna flickered when he was amused, adjusted variables on his console. "Wait until they try to tame these disco villagers," he said, pointing to villagers with enormous shiny boots and disco balls for heads. They'll be utterly perplexed down in the pixelated villages. Human players weren't the only ones scratching their blocky heads. The very fabric of Minecraft physics was bent to absurdity. In one village, crops grew instantly and equally nonsensical. Pumpkins sprouted upside down, carrots glowed faintly like tiny lanterns, and wheat occasionally sprouted little pixelated party hats instead of seeds. It was as if the alien architects had scissors in their hands and were snipping normality at will. Suddenly, Zeltron's worldview shifted as a new schematic appeared on the giant floating blueprint. It was labeled Human Logic Trap Number 4. The instructions: create an infinite staircase, but make it legitimate. The aliens gathered. Zeltron explained humans will attempt to climb endlessly. The paradox: the staircase must loop back perfectly, without any breaks, and yet absolutely offer no way up or down. A grin stretched across his angular face. Imagine their rage when they realize what they're stuck in. A Sisyphean blocky torment with a few deft moves. Blocks assembled themselves into an impossibly endless tower spiraling into the clouds. The structure glittered, a hypnotic vortex of repetitive patterns that pulled a player in like a digital siren song. Steve Pants, standing at the base, sighed, "Here we go again," tapping his keyboard in a mixture of frustration and resigned determination. The alien architects grinned as he began the fruitless climb. But the real coup came when they activated the Weather Confusion Protocol, a feature designed to scramble typical Minecraft weather patterns. Rainstorms snowed shards of confetti instead of water droplets. Lightning struck only to transform common trees into giant dancing mushrooms patched with neon colors. And sunshine flickered like old film reels. This was not your average rainy day, it was a surreal meteorological nightmare, or perhaps a carnival of chaos. At one point, Zeltron's associate Glitchviv wheeled over with a crate labeled meme mobs. Deploy these and humanity's sense of reality shatters, he buzzed mechanically. The crate burst open to release pixelated pigs wearing sunglasses and riding tiny blocky scooters, chickens wearing monocles that ominously glowed, and an overly friendly Enderman juggling blocks with the grace of a circus performer. Steve Pants paused, laughing aloud for the first time in the entire ordeal. "Okay, maybe this is kind of funny," he admitted through his headset. For a moment, the game paused, and in that laugh, a strange connection was made between the aliens orchestrating this chaos and the humans enduring it. Zeltron nodded thoughtfully, panting slightly after flipping switches in rapid succession. "Yes, laughter. That's the true prank," he mused. Not frustration, not confusion, but the brief, undeniable spark of joy amidst madness. This was their secret weapon, a trick more subtle than exploding creepers or invisible traps. If Minecraft was a language, then the aliens were speaking a dialect of absurdity that celebrated the unexpected. As the ship's lights dimmed to simulate a night cycle, the alien architects turned their attention to their newest experiment. A giant pixelated statue of Steve Pants himself, ironically carved with an exaggerated blocky grin and waving a diamond sword labeled Unstoppable Noob. The statue's eyes glowed with a knowing wink, a nod to the endless cosmic game that was just beginning to unfold outside. The pixel stars blinked, suspended in the void of space, as if counting down the moments, before the next cosmic prank would drop into the human Minecraft servers. The question lingered: would Steve Pants and his human counterparts ever truly understand the layers of mischief embedded in their worlds? Or were they doomed to chase impossible staircases and shimmering lava rainbows forever? Zeltron leaned back, fingers interlaced like a master weaver at the loom of digital chaos. "This is just the beginning," he whispered. "Wait until the next update." The ship's engines hummed with anticipation, ready to launch the next feature in their grand, absurd symphony of blocky pranks. And somewhere beyond the pixelated horizon, a tiny signal beeped, a message from the humans, broadcast with a mix of confusion and admiration. "Who built this madness? Whoever you are, well played with that." The alien architects returned to their consoles, eyes bright, hands twitching with delight. The prank was underway, the game was on, and the world of Minecraft would never be the same. The beauty of chaos had been unleashed, one bizarre blocky prank at a time. Imagine a colossal alien worksite floating in cosmic darkness, a gargantuan holographic blueprint flickering in the center like some surreal Minecraft island in the void. Here in the heart of an interstellar command ship, the alien architects are hard at work, each one a quirky cube-headed maestro, flashing neon green eyes and wearing orange safety helmets shaped suspiciously like creeper heads. Welcome to the cosmic construction zone, where Minecraft worlds are etched, forged, and hilariously rigged for earthly chaos. At the forefront is Zog, the lead prankster architect, whose idea of quality assurance involves giggling mischievously while inserting wildly impractical designs into the next build cycle. Zog is hunched over a massive, translucent drafting table in midair, fingers twitching as he toggles block choices on the hologram. Suddenly, with a cheeky digital zap, he adds a mammoth pyramid. But instead of the usual treasure chamber, it's packed with hundreds of exploding TNT blocks placed beneath a single pressure plate hidden in the entrance hallway. "Humans won't see that coming," murmurs Zog, flashing a blocky grin that could rival any creeper's sneaky smirk around him. Teams of cuba-shaped aliens construct villages with utterly bizarre layouts. Houses stacked vertically like Jenga towers, farms that grow random items such as cactus-shaped pickles, and sheep painted suspiciously in fluorescent pink and green stripes instead of natural wool colors. Occasionally, a disgruntled architect waves a pixelated clipboard yelling, "That's not symmetrical," before getting zapped with a mischievous lightning bolt. Symmetry, after all, is for boring builders, not pranksters scripting the ultimate human confusion simulator shifting scenes. We zoom in on the assembly line that births new worlds. Blocks cascade like waterfall pixels, streaming into floating conveyor belts manned by semiconductor tentacles and glowing eyeballs. Massive piston arms grab chunks of terrain, sloppy biome pieces tilting like an amateur's attempt at landscaping. One precariously balanced mountain suddenly gives way, toppling into a sprawling desert biome, resulting in an upside-down oasis with palm trees growing toward the ground. Zog shoots a happy thumbs-up from his nearby control panel, shouting, "Oops, upside down." Humans will build their bases on ceilings now. Cut to the infamous redstone reactor room, where alien engineers channel vast torrents of sparkling redstone energy. Here, redstone circuits snarl like spaghetti across the walls, emitting irregular pulses that zap randomly, triggering seemingly pointless contraptions everywhere. One bizarre invention looks like a catapult that launches chickens. Yes, actual blocky chickens, directly into the faces of unsuspecting players wandering near abandoned villages. The engineers watch through holographic monitors, laughing at the pixelated poultry artillery. Chickens are nature's unexpected chaos agents, Zog philosophizes, the most harmless harassment known to humans. Meanwhile, the aliens obsessively tweak the AI of the in-game mobs. Creepers, for example, have been reprogrammed to not only explode, but do a tiny little dance first, complete with pixelated jazz hands. An unsettling contradiction of menace and mockery. The creeper boogie, Zog calls this routine, because why just blow up when you can also embarrass? Sifting through lines of blocky code, the alien coder accidentally introduces a bug causing zombies to serenade players with hauntingly off-key lullabies before chasing them down. The resulting confused screams recorded across countless human servers make perfect alien comedy fuel. At one point, we spy Glip, a junior architect desperately trying to insert a Minecraft rainforest biome, but accidentally uploads a disco forest instead. This biome features shimmering trees that pulse with neon lights and floating disco balls hanging from pixelated vines. The local mobs are replaced with blocky discodancing parrots, flapping frantically to an eternal 8-bit funk beat. Glip shrieks abort, "It's too groovy," but Zog claps approvingly. The humans will never expect a forest rave instead of survival mode. A prank worthy of cosmic applause dot in a quieter corner. A pair of alien architects experiment with mythical Minecraft creatures, testing the boundaries of absurdity. They conjure up a sheepzilla, a towering wool giant with blinking eyes and a surprisingly toothy grin that casually munches entire villages, block by block, but only after politely giving the villagers a heads-up by sending tiny sheep messengers to their doors. It's all about the manners, one engineer deadpans, chaos doesn't need to be rude. The results? Villagers fleeing with pixelated suitcases, skeleton armies awkwardly redecorating sheep-friendly bunkers, and confused players streaming videos entitled How to Survive Sheepzilla's Polite Apocalypse. Alien Comedy Gold. The most ambitious segment of the Alien Prank project is what they call reality inversion zones. These are special map areas where gravity acts sideways, water flows upward, and lava becomes perfectly safe. Goodbye danger, hello pandemonium. They engineer a village caught in one of these zones, where players enter and find blocks sliding awkwardly underfoot, rivers flowing to the sky with fish casually swimming overhead, and chickens wielding swords as casually as mobs carry weapons. It's Minecraft meets surrealism and slapstick all rolled into one. The alien supervisors giggle discreetly behind their control panels, watching Twitch streams explode with baffled player reactions. Zooming out further, we glimpse entire planets reproduced block by block in the Minecraft style, each loaded with layered pranks. On one, trees randomly swap their leaves with glowing gummy cubes that cause temporary hallucinations on another. Rain falls not as water, but as pixelated rubber ducks that bounce off player helmets. Meanwhile, some worlds feature hidden prank portals, wormholes that spit players into bizarre minigames like endless parkours built entirely from slime blocks, or underwater mazes made of glass blocks filled with squids wearing party hats. The possibilities are endless, and the alien architects couldn't be prouder of the confounding chaos they're unleashing on human creativity back at the central control deck. Zog takes a moment, surveying the galactic prankscape with a mischievous sparkle in his eyes. It's clear this job isn't just about building worlds, it's about crafting experiences that challenge and tickle human expectations in equal measure. They think this is just a game, Zog muses, but really, it's a giant cosmic whoopee cushion. They enter our worlds chasing survival and adventure, only to find themselves pranked by entire universes. Meanwhile, a blaring alarm sounds as an unexpected system glitch turns the alien holographic zoo, a side project featuring pixelated animal hybrids, into a glut of exploding bunnies and dancing spiders. Engineers scramble, slipping on loose blocks and shrieking pixelated curses as chaos spills out of containment chambers. Zog just chuckles, twirling a redstone torch like a baton. Perfect timing. Wait till humans see this update, he says gleefully. As the holographic worlds flicker and pulse with energy, it becomes obvious that the true art of these alien architects lies not in mere architectural skill, but in their masterpiece of mischief. An endless playground designed to bewilder, amuse, and absolutely prank the very humans obsessed with building and surviving within these strange, blocky realms. The prank isn't just the exploding traps or the upside-down biomes, it's the entire living, breathing universe bending reality, just enough. Tilting logic on its pixelated head with a final sweeping glance over the radiant floating blueprints, Zog presses a massive button marked Deploy to planet Earth. The holograms ripple as new prank worlds begin to load into human servers, ready to baffle millions of players unaware that they're stepping into the greatest alien joke ever constructed. A Minecraft universe designed not for survival or exploration, but for pure, pixelated prank perfection. And just like that, the prank architects power down there. Consoles for the cycle, already plotting the next surprise. Because, in their eyes, no block is just a block. It's a potential punchline in the cosmic comedy of digital chaos. One thing is certain. For the humans logging in tomorrow, the Minecraft universe will never look quite the same again. Imagine a colossal claw made of glowing neon blocks, assembling a sprawling maze the size of a mountain right before your eyes. A labyrinth so absurdly complicated that even a creeper would give up halfway, hissing not in fear, but in sheer confusion. This is the alien architect's signature move, crafting Minecraft worlds not just as playgrounds, but as the ultimate prank stages. Welcome to the dizzyingly pixelated mind of Zog77, the lead cosmic prankster and head builder of the intergalactic block brigade. Nascent clouds of phosphorescent slime drip lazily from his hovering workspace. Zog's 8 blocky eyes blink in perfect sequence, scanning a holographic blueprint of what looks like a massive village, except every house is just a giant rubber chicken. Yes, these aliens build using the weirdest, most ridiculous materials imaginable, planting surprise traps designed to bamboozle unwitting human explorers who wander into their cosmic sandbox. Zog's tentacles snap rhythmically, placing blocks that shift sizes randomly. A cobblestone that expands to 10 times its normal scale, then shrinks back as if mocking gravity itself. If the humans think Minecraft's all about mining and crafting, they haven't seen a prank crafted with such precision. He rumbles, voice crackling like static from a broken jukebox. Around him, holographic villagers animate erratically, their arms waving wildly, as if trying to communicate urgent, nonsensical warnings to players before collapsing into pixelated piles of rainbow blocks. One particularly glitchy villager stares directly at us. They wink and say, "Good luck out there, fleshy ones." Then poof. They're gone, replaced by a sudden shower of pixel bats, each squeaking a different note in a chaotic symphony of absurdity. Shift your gaze to the world's surface, where the prank world spills into vibrant chaos. The ground vibrates beneath a jungle made entirely of TNT blocks, bouncy cubes that explode half-heartedly every time a blocky bird perches on a tree, producing a puff of confetti instead of destruction. Nearby, a river of lava flows lazily upstream, defying Minecraft logic with comedic nonchalance. Fish made of pure light flicker like neon signs beneath the bubbling current, their blinking eyes betraying a secret amusement. Try to catch us, silly humans. Zog zooms in on a holographic control panel, displaying a map dotted with red blinking zones labeled human trouble spots. These are the carefully selected locations designed to prank the players by subverting all their learned instincts. For instance, look at the village crafted to appear as the most inviting, homely spot. only to reveal doors that lead to endless looped hallways, reminiscent of a recursive Minecraft funhouse designed to drive even the calmest player to frantic button mashing. And what of the grandest feature, the maze of infinite doors? Legend has it that no explorer has survived the experience without insisting they've been inside it for at least 3 real-world days. Yet Zog's pride beams through his bioluminescent smile. Efficiency is key, he muses. Nothing says gotcha like a 10,000-door nightmare where every exit is an entrance, and every entrance is a question beneath. This blocky chaos lurks a twist. The alien pranks are not merely for laughs. These architects study human behavior from afar, mapping reactions and decision trees to assemble a grand psychological experiment. The absurdity. The humans no longer play just to survive or build, they play because they are challenged, confused, and endlessly entertained by the impossibility of their environment. It's like watching monkeys rig a Rube Goldberg machine made of bananas, but on a cosmic scale and powered by glitch-ridden code. Zog reflects, we are not villains, merely cosmic jesters, guiding flesh-brained players into delightful mind traps. A sudden staccato laugh erupts from his synthetic throat, simultaneously eerie and oddly charming. The sun sets here in bursts of pixelated fire, creating shadows that morph into blocky phantoms engaging in midnight marathons across the TNT jungle. Each phantom leaves behind a trail of luminous letters, spelling out past player usernames who died trying to outsmart a block of jelly, or who quit after realizing their pickaxe was just a rubber chicken in disguise. Meanwhile, Zog's crew, shadowy forms who resemble misfired beta versions of Minecraft mobs, prance in the background, frequently tripping over their own tentacles, producing unintended pranks on themselves. A squishy cube bounces off a floating door and crashes into a stack of colored blocks labeled Emergency Laugh Protocol. Lights flash, a loud guffaw booms, and the entire complex shakes, causing nearby blocks to wobble like gelatin. It's chaos, pure and deliberate sneaking into the heart of this world. You would discover what Zog calls the Nexus switchboard, a glowing console wired to every prank and trap. The control room, shaped like a giant pixelated squid wearing a top hat, hums with sparkling energy. From here, prank settings toggle between mild confusion and complete paradox. Today, it's set to maximum mayhem. The camera zooms in on a gigantic red button with a playful sign. Do not press unless you want a blocky existential crisis. Naturally, a smaller tentacle, perhaps from Zog's nervous apprentice, hovers awkwardly over the button, finger twitching. Press it, a voice yells. No, wait. The last time, then with a mighty thunk, the button is pressed, unleashing a new wave of pranks. Suddenly, gravity reverses every 30 seconds in a loop. Players find themselves bouncing between ceiling and floor, blocks floating like balloons tethered by invisible strings. Trees grow upside down, mobs sprint midair, and crafting tables start swapping recipes randomly, resulting in cakes that explode into confetti and swords that shoot bubbles. The prank, though hilarious, is a genuine test of adaptability. Zog watches, circuits buzzing with delight, taking notes on how humans scramble to adapt when their own logic is turned upside down. Literally suddenly, a mysterious figure glitches into view, a legendary human player known in lore as Blockmaster Max, famed for his bizarre strategies and eclectic armor made from enchanted rubber ducks. He navigates the prank world with baffling ease, cracking jokes about the absurdity of the environment while casually mining explosive chickens for ultimate prank fuel. You aliens think you got jokes, he quips, hacking a block that turns into a portal to nowhere. Try dodging a skeleton with a rubber sword. His witty triumphs send waves of data back to Zog's consoles, prompting the alien prankster to mutter, a worthy opponent. Our pranks evolve with each encounter. But it's not just about bad jokes and chaos. There's an artistry here, an alien appreciation for the unpredictable creativity unleashed when prank and play collide. The alien constructors embed subtle Easter eggs, like a block that, if stepped on in a certain rhythm, plays an electric guitar riff eerily reminiscent of Earth's greatest rock anthems. Every prank is a puzzle, every trap a doorway to unexpected joy. The Minecraft world becomes a sentient playground, alive with the laughter of unseen cosmic spectators and the baffled gasps of players who never quite know whether to laugh or rage quit. As the twilight deepens and the blocky stars pixelate overhead, Zog glances at a captured feed of his most recent prank victims. He notes the mixture of frustration and exhilaration on their blocky faces. Humans, after all, thrive on challenges wrapped in chaos. In this infinite pixelated frontier, he muses, we are but humble comedians, building worlds where the punchline is survival itself. With that, he leans back, tentacles twitching in rhythmic contentment, as one more prank world unfolds perfectly on the horizon. A place where absurdity meets ingenuity, and humans remain blissfully unaware they're the punchline to an intergalactic joke. And as viewers, we're left wondering, how much of our own reality might just be another elaborate prank, crafted by unseen architects laughing silently beyond the blocky veil. The void between blocks pulses with playful malice, a cosmic chuckle echoing across the Minecraft universe, inviting us all to press that big red button and dive headfirst into the most absurd adventure ever built. So keep your pickaxe ready, your wits sharper, and never trust a rubber chicken. Because, in the alien architect's hands, Minecraft is less a game and more a prank, endless, unpredictable, and gloriously chaotic.